Hello, lovelies. It's been a while. I'm really not good at this, making videos like consistently because my health is not consistent. But I'm here and you're here. So thank you for being here. Welcome to, or welcome back to, the Dollhouse. I am your yarn host, Kira. And thank you for hanging out with me, even though I am not consistent. I have been delving into teeny tiny things to crochet. Coffee. It's early. It's early for me. I don't get refreshing sleep, so it's always early for me. But, coffee is good. One of my Twitter X peeps is having their first baby. Well, him and his wife. I assume since you're here, you know how that works. But they're having their first baby. And I am probably not going to ever officially be a grandma. I'm kind of good with that. That has settled with me. But that doesn't mean I can't be like somebody's crazy Kira that crochets. So I make little tiny baby things because I've never made little tiny baby things, because by the time I started crocheting, I did not have babies. I had kids. And I can crochet for my kids now, but seeing as they're in their 20s, it's not as cute as teeny tiny dress. Teeny tiny dress. I've got to say, this is my first cuffed collar. It's not perfect, but since it is for a baby, I tried to make all of the seams as perfect as possible and make them outside, so there's no knots actually touching the baby's skin. So, little baby dress. I don't have baby for reference, so I have to look up sizes on the internet. My little baby hat. You know it's a little baby hat when it doesn't fit on my head because I have a teeny tiny head. But I thought this one looked like tie-dye. I thought this one was cute. And this I'm thinking of making a whole set out of. Made a little baby hat. Little baby rainbow hat. And I went a little crazy. And they're doing the whole pink thing, and I don't have a lot of pink because pink is not my thing. But I chose chaos on this one, and I did a rainbow border on my big purple granny square. And I have enough of this yarn that I can probably make a sleeper or a romper out of. Maybe some booties. I have never made little baby things, so I'm learning how to make little baby things. I'm not really good at it yet, but I'm learning. And I'm learning to write things down. I'm learning to look up measurements because, if you have the person with you, you can just slap a tape measure on their head or, whatever. but you can't really accurately guess how big a baby is. So I'm just going with newborn size. And then I'm making a couple things that are bigger than newborn size because children grow like weeds. And there's no sense sending them like something the kid's gonna wear twice. Really. And I figure if it's too big, then they can hold on to it for a little bit. And the baby's supposed to be born in November, so it's going to be chilly, so that gives me all kinds of options. I want to try to make a jacket, but I don't know if I can, but I'm going to try. All of the baby jacket, like outer coat onesie things that I've seen is made with blanket yarn. And the only blanket yarn I have is murder yarn, and that's not gonna work. I would dress my kid in it, but I know not everybody is me, so I don't know if they would appreciate murder yarn. So I am getting some patterns together and trying my hand at things. I tried to make a sweater, but I picked one of those patterns that you have to count things for. I don't have any of my ends sewn in on this because this made me so mad. I think this is adorable. I think this sweater turned out really cute. I got the fans at the bottom. I got the fans on the sleeves. I got the second cuff neckline I've ever done, which turned out even better. But apparently, I did not count my stitches properly because this sleeve has 3 fans on it and this sleeve has 4. I like skewed this a little bit to this side for some reason. So I'm going to try to figure out what I did wrong here and maybe rework that up, because if it was a 1 fan difference, then that's only 5 stitches, but it's a 1 fan difference on the front and a 1 fan difference on the back. So that means that one sleeve is, fan is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One sleeve is 10 stitches off from the other, which would not be a big like thing if it was an adult, but 10 stitches is a lot for something this little. This is not a newborn shirt. This is like toddler shirt, but I was, playing with patterns because I have officially deemed myself Crazy Aunt Kira, and they're gonna get stuck getting yarn things from me because it gives me a chance to practice and it gives me something to do with a purpose. Because when I'm stressed out, I granny square. So, did I show you the pink blanket? I don't know if I showed you the pink blanket. My brain is so off. Let me get the pink blanket. I will be right back. I have to sew the tails from the border in. But this is a pink corner to corner. This is Premier Sweet Roll Raspberry Swirl. I just did a black border on it because black and pink. I mean, come on. So I told him, I said, you guys are going to get tired of getting little purple packages full of yarn crap. But that's what I do. Health update. In case you care, we did figure out from my last incident, I guess about 20 years ago, I was diagnosed with non-epileptic, non-specific seizures. And, you know, nobody really knew what happened. There was no, like, incident before and then it started. It just kind of happened. Yeah, they're not seizures. I spent 20 years of my life thinking I had seizures. No, I have post-orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, which I've known this for a couple of years. When I got my EDS diagnosis, the first thing they did was schedule me for a tilt table to see if I have POTS. And apparently, when my blood pressure gets too high, my brain reboots. Like when your computer gets an update and has to restart. Yeah, my brain does that. So, if my blood pressure spikes, my brain goes, power down. Boom. It's not a seizure, it's fainting. I've been fainting for 20 years. And mind you, with the post-orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, going from laying down to sitting up makes your blood pressure spike. Going from sitting to standing makes your blood pressure spike. Anything that gets your emotions going, whether it be positive or negative, makes your blood pressure spike. So the last incident that occurred, I had actually been doing some home handiwork with the children, fixing some things around the house, and I sat down. I said, I am really tired, I'm really sweaty, I'm just going to sit down for a minute. And I sat down on the bed, and I put my head in my hands, and I said, breathe, you gotta breathe. And my brain went, boo! And since my head was in my hands, and I was sitting crisscross on the bed, I just tucked myself into a neat little ball and rolled off. It's not funny, and I'm probably going to get comments that, you know, that's not funny. But I use dark humor as a coping mechanism if you haven't been here before. So this is how I cope with things. I don't like how this one part keeps going, pointing on me. I am fairly upset to discover that if you make a flat brimmed hat, it doesn't turn out flat brimmed unless you starch it. Thank you, Atreyu Crochet, because now I know I have to get starch if I'm going to make my flat brimmed hats anything other than like Gilligan hats. So I'm gonna have to try that, which means I have to get an iron. I used to own an iron. My husband does not do white collar things. My husband does not wear white collar clothes. I mean, yeah, when we were younger, we used to, get all dressed up and go out on a date. Even after we were married, we used to get all dressed up and go out on a date. Because we're weird, and that's what we did. But I honestly, I don't think I've ironed anything that was supposed to be ironed in my adult life. One of my friends taught me how to make grilled cheese with an iron in college. Although she attempted to use a steam iron to make grilled cheese, and she steamed it, and I'm trying to explain to her that's going to make it soggy, and nobody listens, but it is what it is. I am going to find more baby colored yarn and make more tiny crocheted things. I have some cotton. I want to work up some burp cloths and some bibs, because you never have enough burp cloths when you have a baby, because babies have fluid coming out of somewhere at all times. They're just little mess machines, but they're cute. They're cute little mess machines. And now that I'm getting older, I find other people's kids cute. They're cute when you can give them back. I don't think I want a baby now. I would not be able to deal with a baby now. I would just like to hand it to somebody and just take this. But I haven't had to deal with babies in a long time, so I don't even know how to, like, hold a baby. But either way, you have to love at 10 o'clock in the morning that you're getting a phone call from your paternal unit's house. Hold on, let me answer this. Oh boy. People wonder why I don't answer the phone. In case you don't know, my paternal unit lives about an hour away from me and is losing his marbles. I have no idea what that conversation was about. I am going to go get medicated because now I am stressed out. I don't know if I can deal with Dementia Dad today anymore. I have had 40 minutes of Dementia Dad. I think that's my limit today. Oof. I have no idea where our train of thought was when the phone rang. So, I guess let me know if you want me to put up patterns for these little tiny crochet things. If you want me to do tutorials on the baby hats and the baby dresses, and if I can find a little baby jacket that doesn't use blanket yarn. I understand the use of blanket yarn. I just personally despise blanket yarn. So, I mean, if you like it, you use it. Go ahead. I don't. So, yay. Anywho, I'm going to try to make videos more regularly, but it all kind of depends on my health and what's going on, and whether my parental unit calls, or thank you for visiting with me. I'm gonna go get another cup of coffee and some meds. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got. Be kind. Be kind to yourself. Spread kindness like seeds. It's free, and the world needs more. Bye, lovelies. Oh, bells, whistles, subscribe, thingies, algorithm, channel, stuff. Bye, lovelies.